Today's episode is brought to you in partnership with The Wandering Tavern, a brand new RPG setting from Homie and the Dude. Ghibli-inspired and system-agnostic, The Wandering Tavern is a floating metropolis of the weird and wonderful, designed to slip seamlessly into your world or be used as a campaign setting in its own right. The tavern is fully mapped out across 15 giant battle maps with 23 unique locations and features 33 different NPCs and a full airship system across more than 200 pages of content. The tavern is available online at hatdbuilder.com now, and we've got a special discount for Poderation listeners, so use code POD at the checkout for 10% off your order.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Dice to Roll, the Queerest Pathfinder Podcast on a planet where you hard questions like, which Pathfinder antagonist would be the worst to have dinner with?
Thrun.
Barzillai Thrun.
Okay, so I see we have some very strong opinions out to gate.
I'm
That's
sorry,
just the
but that's his character.
Objective answer.
Okay, I actually do disagree.
My second choice.
So let's add some ground rules here, right?
Okay.
So for this question to count, I'm not going to count stuff like villains from necessarily like adventure paths. First off, for spoilers, not like all adventure paths, but I'm talking like the ones that we've done in Dice to Roll. But also like, I want it to be a public-facing villain, right? Someone that everyone in Galarian knows. I don't want to be some secret conspirator because that's boring. Thrun would count.
Maybe a small one? Like one that doesn't actually is not the big bad guy and honestly does not even matter that much.
I want to hear where you're going with this.
That stupid fucking cunt who I would like to reach my hand down his throat and pull out every single one of his organs from carrying
That
a
could
crown.
be. Okay, you really hate that guy.
Which guy?
With every fiber of my being, I fucking hate that guy so much.
Was it the dude from the manor?
This is not the
Yes.
first time you've talked about him.
Oh god.
The one I'm talking about is
Oh.
that I think he was a noble, and just the
Okay.
voice you gave to him pissed me off so
It was a-
badly.
He spoke quite a bit like this. He was a
Yes.
werewolf hunter who he had werewolf fangs on a necklace. Now,
Is
don't
this-
mind the fact that werewolves turn back into humans when they die. He's very rich, and Daddy gave him quite a lot of money.
Wait,
If I was with him in a room and I had a gun that had 2 bullets, I'd shoot myself in the head twice.
Did this guy die? This guy died, right?
Yeah,
He did.
he got turned
yeah.
into a werewolf.
Yeah.
Spoilers for
sorry,
Carrion Crown.
I remember that because of all the parts of Carrion Crown that I remember the werewolf arc most for no biased reason.
Of course
Um,
Yeah, fucking dumb.
Queer.
Okay. So the thing is, this isn't villain you dislike, right? This is villain that would be terrible to have dinner with.
Okay, Satsumaimo.
Satsumaimo, Satsumaimo, calling her a villain is a stretch. She's a vendor from Ruby Phoenix. And again, I'm talking about specifically like public-facing characters. So Thrun would work, but like, I don't know, the Whispering Tyrant, Geb, Razmir, that kind of stuff, right? To me, I think handily it's gotta be the Tyrant, right? Because like, he might eat people?
No, that'd be
Maybe?
hilarious.
I don't...
Uh,
Half of the Whispering Tyrant's personality is him screaming and like, ah, foolish mortals.
Maybe
feel you'd be
somebody
like,
likes that.
Yeah.
Well, you're like trying to have a pasta dinner and you look up and he's like stuffing to his face with his hands. And he's like, you have beneath me. I'm like, I really don't think I am.
I wouldn't be able to stop laughing. That would be so fucking hilarious and funny.
And then he uses Massacre on you. He casts Massacre and you're dead.
That's
You
hard.
dare to
Sorry.
laugh at me? Yeah, I don't know. Bad dinner.
For you, maybe.
What the rest of
Another
you?
man's trash is another man's treasure.
Who else would be a bad dinner to have?
Hmm.
Tree Razor.
That's another dream dinner.
He
for me.
eats a tree for dinner.
Bruh.
And between mouthfuls, he's like, fuck elves.
Bruh.
God.
1E Erastil.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, you're on a really nice date with a really handsome man. You know he's a hunter, and you know he's like a really survivalist
He's a
guy,
big
but you're having a
masculine
really
dude.
good time. And then out of nowhere, you're like talking about just like stuff that's been happening recently, and then he goes, "I don't believe in abortion," and you get up and leave.
He's like, you're like he's brought you some fucking venison that he caught and butchered himself, and it's really good. And then like at some point, he's like, but I mean, what about men's rights? And you're like, Erastil! It's okay. It's okay. He learned. You know that Jaidi, who is Halkamora's mom and his wife, probably was like, Erastil, fucking listen to me. He's like, at some point, I just don't see why the gays need to get married. Traditionally, shut the fuck up, Erastil.
I love the idea that he was conservative and then became.
In canon, he has apologized to his queer followers.
Could you imagine if you
Apology.
could you imagine being in like the real world and then God came down and said, "Hey guys, sorry about that. I shouldn't have said that gay people were bad, and you know what? Let's let those trans people transition. My bad, my mistake." Like,
I
what
mean,
would you even do in
unfortunately,
that
the
situation?
fact of the matter is, if you live in Utah, this is already how your religion works.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
God changed his mind about. Okay. Anyway,
Godspeed to the Mormons out there.
yeah.
Bless
if
your
you're a Mormon
heart.
listener, we love you. We need one more. Do we have anything else?
Wait, is spoilers for like a 1E campaign
That's fine.
isn't Rasputin?
That's good too on a few
That's-
different levels,
really
because
good.
I imagine if you have Rasputin over for dinner, you know what you're trying to do. But that motherfucker does not go down. He's fucking spooning that mash into his mouth that you fucking doused in I don't know, like fucking bleach powder, and he's just like,
Yummy. I
Delicious.
love mash. I
I
love
love
mashed
the-
potatoes.
I love the taste.
Yes,
of
tastes very
asbestos.
good. You will give me the recipe after I'm done with this, right? And he's like licking the bowl.
What's really funny about that Mitch is fully the reason that he didn't die from the poison cakes is because Rasputin did not like cakes and he did not eat any of them.
But they also
He was
didn't
like,
put enough
"Yeah."
poison in there.
Yeah, they did put enough poison, and then he like took a bite of the cake and was like, "Meh," and then he didn't eat anymore.
God, I think a purple worm.
Yeah, man.
You know what? That's fair. Yeah. That's pretty bad.
You're like, oh boy, I'm thinking of getting to Beef Wellington. What do you think?
Oh,
Always
also
do
that-
this.
Christ.
So, let's move on to another character who would be terrible to have dinner with, Miss
yeah.
Motley.
Yeah.
Actually, fuck you. You know who'd be terrible for dinner? Volok. Fuck him. He'd just be worms.
Yeah, he can't really eat anyways.
No. Anyway, shall we hop into character? Yeah. Excuse me.
Carmen. Who? Carmen.
Carmen. I mean, he'd be fine, I think. He'd be
No,
fairly
he
decent
would.
dinner
He
with you.
really wouldn't. He gives me the vibes of a frat brother.
He's the uncle who gets too political at Thanksgiving.
I'm saying.
Oh my god.
You know what? Yeah, after that entire speech she gave Fiore too. Yeah.
He's like getting up and says, you know, minorities love to complain. You're like, Carmen, shut up.
Wait, you just remind me of that one fucking audio. He'd be like, you know, black people.
Oh God. And then groan.
But it'd be about fucking campions instead.
You know,
Champions.
Okay. Let's start playing.
Sorry.
When we last left our adventurers in the Abomination vaults, the Fogfen few spent some time in Otari, recovering from their visit into the laboratory. Silk spoke briefly with Rin Savinksi, setting up a system that would allow them to speak with her as they entered into the dungeons. Alrik and Fiore visited Doriana as she lay ill in bed. But as they left the temple, they came across a most unusual figure.
a harlequin-looking woman who very quickly put both of them to sleep. And when they woke up, they heard the screams of Doriana as she was dragged away. The three of you rushed down to where she was being pulled, the well on the grounds of the Menhemes Manor. And at the bottom of this dried well, there was an invisible door that led into an oversized dollhouse. En route through this door, our heroes saw the traumatic past of Alrik Reverend. And when they entered into the dollhouse and were confronted by Miss Motley's true form, a cuckoo hag with enormously powerful abilities, Alrik removed his hood and showed his true self. The rabbit ears of an Idylkin Nephilim, descended from the animalistic Agatian Celestials from Nirvana. As Alrik, Fiore, and Silk stand strong against Miss Motley and her army of soul-bound dolls, they fight to save Doriana Menhemes from her fate as her eyes are buttoned over.
So, fellas, I have a question. Are you ready?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrik, Fiore, and Silk. The three of you stand at the bottom of the dollhouse, which has opened to reveal the other floors above. As you look up, you see the terrible form of Miss Motley, the monstrous cuckoo hag with 4 arms, a skull-shaped smile under her veil, and a twitching emptiness in her heart where more dolls dance and play. Their hands stitched to the walls, their soul-bound dolls all around. And Miss Motley is practically grinning as she flies out into the air above you all. And as she does so, she calls out,
"It's going to be quite a lot of fun to rip you all to shreds. After all, I think when you expose a doll to cruelty while it's being made, it does make them quite a bit stronger, you know."
And fellas, I'd like you all to roll me initiative against Miss Motley.
Alright. 26 for me.
28.
And Dave?
I rolled 25.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, top of the order is going to be Miss Motley with her initiative roll of 37. Hey, bad. And I think Miss Motley, she kind of cackles a little bit as she's flying. Oh, gosh. And what's she gonna do? She's going to start by, like I said, she flies out into the middle of this open space. The dollhouse is basically opened at a right angle, and she is flying over the void beneath the dollhouse, right? And as she flies, she turns and I think points probably at you, Alrik. You have unfortunately earned her ire.
Fair enough.
And she kind of calls out and says,
"I think I'll probably start by killing you, Alrik, because she does love you quite a lot. Breaking her heart is probably the fastest way to break her mind as well. And then I'll have her lovely little soul in a crystal inside a puppet forever. Watch."
And that is going to start by casting her hand glows green, and then she throws that green out, and a giant acid hand flies through the air towards you and attempts to wrap itself around you. You need to make me a reflex save, please.
26.
That's gonna be a fail, I'm afraid. The hand wraps around you, and it's actually going to slam you into the wall behind you. It shoves you back 10 feet and bangs you into the wall. This does... wow. Oh, Jesus. That's going to be 26 damage to you. On top of that, you are going to take persistent acid damage from this. That is going to be, 2d6 plus 4 acid damage. That happens every turn. Alrik, the hand has kind of dissolved into you. There's no hand now, but the silhouette of a hand made of acid is all over you. And it is burning into your Nephilim skin. And she just kind of giggles and says,
What fun! We're going to cook the rabbit alive! Isn't this great, everyone?
and her army of toys from whom she's stolen souls of over the years cackle and giggle and jump up and down. And that is going to be her turn. Next in the order is going to be one of her toys. Now, most of these toys you can notice are not particularly scary looking, right? Like, they're, to put it this way, they are Mr. Beak level threats, which would have been bad a few levels ago, but you guys have gone quite good at fighting since then, you know? But then two of them kind of push their way out from behind everyone else, and you see these guys jump down. Like, one of them plops down here from the second level above, and it's a little stuffed bunny rabbit holding a tea set. And he turns and smiles at you with such gentle eyes. And then he rushes at you, Fiore, and he stabs you in the ankle with a knife.
Oh, not the ankle.
Oh, you know.
Unfortunately, that is going to be a 19. That is a crit fail. He rolled very low. Oh, dear. The little bunny rushes up at you, tries to stab you in the ankle, and that is going to be Funny Bone. He drops one item he is holding. I think, Fiore, maybe you kick the knife out of his hand.
Yeah.
Frustrated, he goes to pick it back up. But, Fiore, you're looking at this soulbound doll. There's like an inner heat coming from inside it. Like, this one feels... You know when you have like a toy with like a light inside of it?
I mean, I don't. I've never had one like that, I guess, but...
It's kind of like got... This is such a niche thing. Have any of you ever seen like a toy being electrocuted?
No.
Yeah.
It glows from the inside before it catches fire.
Okay.
Sick.
That seems to be what's happening here. It's like it has an... It's like it's burning on the inside. And Miss Motley cackles a little bit and says...
Do you like it? See, I'm quite a solitary hag usually, but I've been lucky enough to be given these ones. 2 of my favorite toys have joined with me to become a coven. Aren't I lucky?
And the nasty little doll waves its knife at you, Fiore. Alrik, it's your turn. Ow! You have been slammed into a wall. There is acid burning into you. There's a rabbit plushie that's trying to stab into Fiore. And Miss Motley is just flying around, cackling.
Alrik is going to... I think for right now, he's going to start off a bit defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. This might not be the smartest of moves, but he's fucking pissed right now.
Okay.
He's on the offensive.
Okay.
He's going to start with a courageous anthem.
Okay, very nice. Are you playing with your lute? Are you singing? What's the plan here?
He has his bow out. He does not have his lute right now.
Okay.
So I think he's probably singing.
Okay. Now what? You got 2 actions left.
Oh shit, I did it backwards. Hang on. Wait. For Fortissimo composition, I have to do the performance check beforehand?
No, you can do it now. You can do it now.
Okay, sick. Cool.
You're going to do a Fortissimo composition?
Yeah, he's gonna buff the attacks.
Okay. So, make me that performance check. And if you do well, you basically get to keep this going for free for a while.
30.
The highest will DC of the composition's targets. So this is your friends. So that would mean that the highest will DC, Silk's is a 26, Fiore's is a 25. That's a pass, my friend. So you inspire yourself and your allies with words or tunes of encouragement. That's just Courageous Anthem. With Fortissimo composition, what happens exactly?
You call upon your muse to greatly increase the benefits you provide to your Courageous Anthem, Rallying Anthem, or Song of Strength composition. So if it's a success, the stat bonus from your composition increases to +2 instead of +1.
Whoa, that's really good. Okay, so basically, Fiore and Silk, you have never felt disempowered by Alrik's music before. It's always very, it's good for you usually. But right now, you are feeling overwhelmingly energetic. Your attacks are now essentially as good as someone 2 levels higher than you, not just 1 level higher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that lasts for how long, Lou?
Duration 1 round.
1 round, okay. And you spell a focus point to do this.
Yep.
Okay, so everyone, this is Alrik telling you, go on the all out right now. Don't buff, don't fret, get her ass.
Okay.
So, wow, that's gonna be crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have 2 actions left, Alrik. Because that's a free action.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
But that is your only focus point.
that's fine. He's mad right now. He's not entirely thinking incredibly strategically. And in that same vein, the next action is attack.
Okay, hit her.
Arrow at Miss Motley. It's a 29.
Alrik, you actually didn't drop your Courageous Anthem on yourself, which means that you don't have your Fortissimo composition empowering you either, which means that this miss, which was a miss by 1, is now a hit by 1. Hey, Alrik. Oh, roll me that damage. Oh my god.
He's pissed.
So that is...
That's max damage.
That's max
12.
damage. So that means that you did 13 damage to her, which is crazy. And she takes that. Alrik, you shoot her, and she lets out kind of like this awful squawking noise that doesn't sound like it should have come from a person-shaped thing. And her body rummages around before she rights herself this.
Ow! That really wasn't very nice. But is that really the best you can do? You look quite proud of yourself. It's going to take a lot more than just that, I'm afraid.
Alrik, you've 1 action left. What do you do?
Hold on, I'm reading Courageous Anthem. It says +1 status bonus to attacks, attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects. So I don't know if that means...
Yes, you're right. It should be a +1 to your damage as well. At least that's how I'll rule it.
my-
Everyone can tell me if I'm wrong. That means it was an extra +1 to your damage.
That's 14.
14 damage. Yikes. Okay. You've 1 action left. What do you do?
I think he lines up his shot again and says, I'm not trying to be nice. You hurt my family. I'm going to take my time hurting you.
Holy shit. Okay, go for it. Hit her.
This might not work. Yeah, 21.
Unfortunately, that is a miss, but hey, if it weren't for Courageous Anthem, that would have been a critical fail.
That's fair.
She weaves out of the way and kind of just huffs a little bit. And as she raises her hand for her next spell, she's like,
I really don't think you're listening to me. It does quite hurt my feelings to know that I'm not being listened to.
I don't care.
Silk, it's your turn. Hello.
So glad that Silk and Alrik speak the same language of outright, direct, hard, extreme, fiery, all-out damage. I'm going to hand the apprentice, Miss Motley.
Mm-hmm.
28 does not hit.
Is that including your... It's not correct. Why do you not have that? You should.
I didn't fucking know. Okay, 30.
30 is a hit again because of Fortissimo composition. This is crazy.
Woo! That'll be 12 damage.
Okay, +2.
14 damage.
Wow. Yeah, an arcane gunshot hits into her, and she kind of stumbles again. But she's not saying anything. I think, like, you're hitting her, and her body is, like, rippling weirdly. It's almost like she's less, like, that veil she's wearing, it's almost like it's a bag containing stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But she's still going.
So, you know when you were a kid and you'd set your dolls on fire?
What the fuck? Okay, I didn't do that when I was a kid. I did that when I was an art student, and I burned a Barbie alive on camera and put sentimental music behind it, and it's... Point is, yes.
That's crazy.
I just...
One time I set my friend's grandparents' carpet on fire and they never found out.
Okay.
Why did you do
Oh
that?
my god.
Well, now they're gonna find out because you said it on the podcast.
Actually, I think they're dead, so they won't.
Bruh. They died in the fire. Okay, where are you going with this?
Fireball, give me a reflex save.
Okay, sure, she will do that. That's going to be a 39.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, that'll save. That's a crit.
Silk, you line up a fireball and you shoot it directly at her, and you know that empty space in the middle of her? She warps and her veil surrounds the fireball, and there's like a brief flash from within her before smoke whooshes out. It's like her veil surrounded it and ate the fireball. And she kind of like giggles and goes,
Excuse me, that was a little rude of me. I'll be sure to be on my best behavior, Mr. Silk.
Ugly fucking bitch.
Borbo on your shoulder is like,
You tell them, Mr. Silk. Disgusting soul-bound dolls. Not as beautiful as me, Borbo.
Oh, man.
and Silk, that is your turn, right?
Yeah, I fucking guess, man.
Fiore, it's your turn. So here's the problem, Fiore.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the floor and she's flying.
That is a problem. That is in fact a bit of a problem. So fireball is what safe?
Reflex, which she seems to have pretty high.
Okay.
You don't have fireball though.
And rolls to grapple are what safe?
I'm a little afraid now. Fiore, I will remind you, just so you know, she is floating over an infinite cosmic void.
Oh, I know. Don't worry.
Okay, now I'm really afraid. You would use athletics to grapple her, and it would be against her fortitude DC.
Okay. Can I use the grappling hook that I used earlier
Oh my god.
to pull her close, please?
Are you fucking Scorpio get-overing her?
I don't know what that's referencing.
It's Street Fighter. Get over here!
Oh,
Mortal Kombat.
I didn't play Street Fighter.
Okay, let me redo this one in a reference you'll get. Are you fucking roadhog hooking her?
Perhaps I am. Maybe I've played too much Overwatch recently.
I'm sorry for doing that to you.
Don't worry. You're the one who hasn't logged on in a month and I've been playing.
I've poisoned you. So you do have your grappling hook ready. You did use it, and you're going to anchor a grappling hook against a target. You need to basically hit them. Okay, I'm going to need you to make me a strike with your ranged attack modifier. I will let you know your chances of this are slim, considering your range seems to be not as good as your melee, and she seems to be flying all over the fucking place.
That's fine, because if it doesn't work, then I'll use the other thing that I wasn't gonna use. Because it's only one action. Can I cast a spell?
Okay, what spell?
Can I cast Sure Strike?
Okay. Fiore, describe to me how this Sure Strike looks as you pull, like, you still have the grappling hook in your hand, presumably instead of your shield.
Yeah.
And you start spinning that motherfucker. How does it look?
I think that the rope, I think it starts to glow the way that, like, Wonder Woman's whip glows.
Yeah, her lasso.
Yeah, I think it starts to glow like that, like bright light.
Okay. And then you throw your grappling hook at her?
Yes.
Okay. Use that range attack on me. Let's see.
Well,
it's a good thing you did it, because the first time you rolled a 9, which would have easily been a miss. But with your second roll and your fortissimo composition, that is going to be a 19. That's a 33 to hit. Fiore, you throw the grappling hook around her and wrap into her. And again, she lets out a confused squawk, almost like a bird. And you have her lassoed by your grappling hook. And now what?
I pull her close.
Okay. Make me an athletics roll.
32.
This is crazy. Yes. That passes her pretty high DC. Fiore, you yank her, and she is pulled, yes, onto the floor. You've got her. And I think we'll say she's grabbed. This was very creative, and I will allow it. She is grabbed. And she kind of snarls at you, Fiore. as you pull her to the floor here. And she says,
And just what do you think you're doing, interloper? Can't you see this isn't about you?
You've been tunnel visioned. You're going to regret that.
okay, well, Fiore, at least there's no danger coming. Oh shit! A flying raccoon stuffed doll flies at you! She goes and she bites at you, Fiore! Oh, the humanity of it all!
Life is really hard from here, guys, right now.
That is a 31!
Guys, I'm actually
She
really
bites
proud
the
of it.
fuck out of you! She bites the fuck out of you! That's gonna be 11 damage!
Ow, stop, jeez! He's like swatting at it with his sword.
And I think because she's funny, she flies away with her second action. Bye, bitch!
Okay.
She is now flying over the void. It is now Miss Motley's turn. And she is grabbed, and that annoys her. So I think she's going to try to escape. And that is going to be... Oof! 39! She escapes! Fury, she wriggles around, and then she grabs that rope, and she yanks it off, and throws it into the void. And she snarls in your face and says,
Naughty boys need to be taught lessons.
and unfortunately, I think she's going to grab you by the face. That will be... That's a nat 1. Got too close. This attack grants and triggers a grapple or grab as a reaction by your enemy. Fiore, do you wanna tell me how you grab her the fuck back?
I think that she throws it. He holds out his he kicks out his leg to catch the hook with his foot,
Oh my god.
and continues that movement so that it goes into the air and he can grab it and
You
pull it around her again.
kickflip the fucking grappling hook
yes,
and grab her again?
yes.
So Fiore, she pulls the rope out of your hand and throws it. You throw out a foot, kick it into the air, grab the hook, and then kind of pull her into a bear hug with it. And you're now maybe a foot on her chest, the rope on either side of her as you're holding her down. And she screams in absolute anger at you. Make me an athletics check to see if you can make it land.
Okay. 30.
A 30. Okay, that'll work. Fiore, you're grabbing onto her, and I think she snarls, and then she does something really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since you want to hold on to me so bad, why don't I take you for a ride?
And Fiore, she's gonna fly away. With
Yeah.
you, let's go! Whee!
Oh no.
You are dragged after her into the air. She moves up 2 floors. She is now towards the top of the dollhouse. And you are holding on beneath her, grabbing her, but also holding on for dear life. And that is going to be her turn. It's now the soulbound doll's turn, the bunny-looking one, who turns and creaks her head towards Alrik and Silk. And he begins to twitch, and to twitch, and to twitch, and to twitch. And then he goes limp on and starts floating in the air, still twitching. And he's going to cast, coming out of him, a 3rd rank harm that is going to blast out and hit both Alrik and Silk.
Man.
So I need the 2 of you to please make me a fortitude save.
18.
That's not going to do it, I'm afraid.
I'd like to save my fucking hero points.
22.
That's also not going to do it. Both of you are going to take... Yeah, that's going to be 15 damage to both of you as evil energy erupts out of this cute little bunny doll. And as Borbo is watching over your shoulder, Silk, and he kind of looks over this.
Mr. Silk, I didn't realize that soulbound dolls could be so dangerous.
Yep, they sure can, Barbo.
Borbo Picklebeak nods furiously. Alrik, it is your turn. So, your Fortissimo has ended. You are also still being burnt by acid. You need to keep your Courageous Anthem going, and also Miss Motley is flying away with Fiore.
How can I get rid of the persistent damage?
You will make a flat check at the end of your turn. It's a DC 15.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you do something that'll if you do something that will help you remove it, like splashing yourself with water or like applying some herbs, which I'm sure you have, taking an action to do so would reduce the flat check to 11. But it's still pretty bad.
I assume Alrik can't see Miss Motley from here.
You can.
Okay.
The wall, like the ceiling and floor, open up, and she's kind of dangling Fiore in the middle of the air. Not far from where Doriana watches, unmoving, eyes stitched into buttons.
Okay. I think right now Alrik is in a bit dire need of a soothe spell. This one is going to be 3rd rank.
Okay.
Okay. 31 healing. I need that desperately.
Yeah. You're looking good, but for how long? Ooh.
Die. So that's 2 actions, and then Alrik is going to use the next one to re-up his Courageous Anthem.
Okay. Do you want to just sing, or do you want to try shoot like a doll?
I can't shoot at Miss Motley.
Oh, Miss Motley's up there, but she's got fuck-ass high AC. You can try for Miss Motley, but be aware.
Actually, I think Alrik is probably going to go for the doll that just used harm.
Yeah, good call. Make me that attack roll.
Wow. That rolled over to a 4 from a 14. You know what? I'm
Yeah.
going to use a hero point.
Okay, use it. Strike him.
1
Fuck
hero
him.
point. 33.
33. Holy shit, dude. Holy fucking shit. That is a crit. Roll me that damage.
Rolling the crit damage. That is, oh my god.
Oh my
30.
god. Wow. Kapow. You hit right into that soulbound doll. And Alrik, you know, you've met soulbound dolls before. Mr. Beak was one. Why is it still alive? The bow pierces into this thing and it stumbles. And then it gets back up. It's still going. And Miss Motley above you cackles out and says,
Quite the resilient little toys, aren't they? Well, you see, they are quite special. I made sure of that myself.
and the little creep's already getting ready to run at you with a knife. Shit. Alrik, is that your turn? Everyone has Courageous Anthem again, which is good.
I believe that is Alrik's turn, yes.
Okay. So, next in the order is going to be Silk. Silk, Fiore's being kidnapped into the air. There's a fuck-ass bunny doll that did not die from a crit to the face. What do you do?
Fiore is connected to Miss Motley.
That's right.
So probably would not be the best idea to electrocute her right now. I'll save that for another turn. But just know Silk is very pissed that he missed that fireball.
Yeah.
I might actually want to roll some knowledge. These dolls, they are the souls of people prior to this. If these vessels are destroyed, does that destroy their soul as well?
I don't think you need to make a recall knowledge check about this. Silk, you have living proof of what happens when you destroy a soulbound doll on your shoulder right now.
Yeah.
Borbo, his soul was when a soulbound doll dies, there is a little gemstone inside them which contains the soul. Cracking the soul gem would release the soul into the afterlife.
Right. Okay. That's all I need then. Force Barrage, 3 action.
Oh, hey, Alrik, you are no longer taking your acid damage. You still do, but that was a nat 20 on your recovery check.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. Damn, that's max on all of them.
Holy
it's gonna
shit.
Be 25 damage.
Wow, yeah, Silk, you point and you unleash a blast of force just erupting into this poor, innocent little doll, who, by the way, has the soul of a child inside. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Aw. I'm so stupid. I did not roll max damage on those first 3.
Bro can't count. It's okay,
I
I'll add
fucking can't count. I saw the D4 and I was like, wow, 4, that's max.
that. You unleash into the doll, pow, 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 and it stumbles around and falls. And then it gets back up. It's still fucking going.
Hate that.
I will say, by now, I think you've torn a few chunks out of it. You see fire from inside it, like a lot of fire.
Huh.
And I think, like, one of its eyes has fallen out, and you just see, like, a glowing ball of embers where that button was. And it's, like, running at you, knife up in the air, Chucky style.
Oh god.
I guess you could say this fight is going to be child's play. Fiore, it's your turn.
Fucking kill yourself, please.
Fiore, you are being dangled in the air by Miss Motley. And she's looking down at you and says,
You know, I actually don't know what happens if I drop you into the void. Shall we find out together?
I think... Do you think that Fiore, who was raised in the Church of Sarenrae, who has a lot of dancey, acrobatic-y stuff, not that I'm going to use acrobatics specifically, do you think that I could... She's grabbed me back, right? Or like I'm currently on the rope.
You're like, you have the ropes that you use to grab her. They're like basically over her shoulders.
Do you think I could swing up onto the floor that I am currently slightly under?
The top floor?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can make me let me see. Acrobatics, I think. Yeah, make me an acrobatics check to try swing up.
Let's hope it's not terrible. Okay.
Whoa! Whoa!
Okay. Well.
Okay. That is a nat 20, which is so funny. Fiore, I'll either let you take a hero point or you tell me something that happens as you swing up.
I think that when he swings up, the rope gets caught on a hinge to make it so that she can't fly away.
Okay, cool. The hinge of the dollhouse?
Yes.
You swing up, and then it gets caught in the hinge of the dollhouse, and she is basically pinned there until she escapes. And you now have a hand free, and you're up here. And she kind of turns and scowls. But you got 2 actions left, Fiore. What do you do? She is within hitting range.
Well, can I smite and hit her?
Yes, you can absolutely smite her. Do you have anything to say to her as you smite?
He raises his sword and he says, "For the sun and the fury." And he, his sword and the Rosa Aurea glows with the light of the sun. A lot of glowing today. And he's going to attack her.
Okay. Can't
Can't win them all. Can I use a hero point?
Absolutely.
I only have one, but... I thought I rolled an 8.
Can't fucking win them all, he says.
I thought I rolled an 8.
Win them all. This one.
Listen, man.
You guys fucking seeing this?
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
That is a critical hit, Fiore. That is a 38 to hit her, which with Courageous Anthem and your hero point reroll pushes it into a crit. Roll me that damage.
Oh.
Okay, we're matching today.
Max damage on a smite crit.
I love paladins, you guys.
So that's going to be 46 damage to her, which naturally does a whole ton of damage. But then there's something more. She takes an additional 10 damage as that sunlight sears through her, and she lets out an ungodly wail, and she clutches at that empty void which churns with that same internal fire as the soulbound doll, and she seems confused. And as she's holding herself, she says,
Why is this happening?
and she looks up at you with this accusatory stare from behind her veil, and says,
What have you done to me?
I haven't done anything that you don't deserve. I am showing you the light of Sarenrae.
well, as she stares, and to be entirely clear, that shit don't make any sense. You don't know why she was weak to that. And she doesn't seem to know either.
He doesn't seem to care yet. He will care later.
Well, you know what you should care about? It's the fucking raccoon's turn. It says flying towards Alrik. She's gonna bite you. Oh my god, Alrik, look out! That's gonna be a 22, man.
Okay, look out. And then it misses.
Yeah, no.
He's like kicking him out of the way.
Pretty much.
Well, he's gonna fly back 15 feet. She gets out of there. She flies back 15 feet.
That was everything.
And she's like, she's flapping her little raccoon wings at you, and she's hissing and screaming. Love her. It's Miss Motley's turn. Miss Motley is still pinned, but she is going to make an attack roll to basically rip that rope off her completely. This time she yanks that rope off and she throws it down. And as she kind of clicks herself back into place, she looks at you and says,
Well, I'm starting to think that maybe you've got some tricks up your sleeve that aren't particularly fair. I'm going to have to teach you a very hard lesson.
and she raises a hand at you, Fiore. And unfortunately, you start to feel kind of woozy. I need you to make me a will save as she's trying to put you to sleep.
I rolled a 34.
Shit. Yeah, that passes. Fiore, you are going to have a -1 to your penalty, a -1 status penalty to your perception checks for 1 round. You feel yourself getting woozy, but you don't fall asleep. And she scowls and says, I really don't like it when people hide the truth from me. I'm quite cross right now. I didn't know that it would come with this. You have no idea what she's talking about, but she seems pissed that that hurts so much.
Fascinating.
It's Chucky's turn. I mean, the little bunny.
Okay.
KK, look out!
Oh, here we go again.
Look out, KK! Please don't die!
Shin stab!
Not the shin.
Stay away from the shins.
That's a
Oh,
31.
wow.
That
I'm
hits.
going to
That actually
use
hit.
Retributive Strike. Is it okay to use Retributive Strike?
Are you within 15 feet?
Oh, God.
Oh,
well,
shit.
I guess. I just
You're
was-
up way high.
Oh, God. How far is that?
Yeah, it's 20 feet down.
Dang.
Life is really hard. KK, just know that, I am protecting
Fury
you
holds a hand and goes, No!
as any man would protect any woman.
Yeah.
Because, as we know, we are all heteronormative friends.
Okay, well, take 14 damage
Okay.
as he stabs you in the ankle. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
screaming out, he goes for a second one. What the? Oh, no.
By 12 is crazy!
As a critical failure. Oh, no! He catches fire! The fire that's inside him is starting to burn out. He takes 1d10 persistent fire damage.
Good.
Good lord! The poor bunny! Well, that's his turn, I guess. He's going to take 4 damage. Nice and respectable. Alrik, it's your turn. Man, you hate child's play.
Well, when it comes to his ankle getting fucking stabbed, then maybe, I am starting to wonder if there's any sort of, like, thing to Miss Motley other than the fact that she has really high AC. Or if there's anything special going on as to why we can't hit her normally.
You could make me a bardic lore check,
Okay.
or I guess an occultism. Yeah, bardic lore or occultism.
Well, they're both the same. Bardic lore.
Ulrich, as you're looking up at her, I think you're figuring out she is extremely atypical for a cuckoo hag. A cuckoo hag, in the stories you've read, generally do not have this kind of, like, weird appearance. They don't have 4 arms. They don't have a weird void inside of them. They certainly are not aided by flaming puppets.
Right.
And she keeps kind of insinuating that she's been given this power. You have a feeling that she has been given some sort of power-up, but that power-up has come at a cost. And that is why she was able to take extra damage from Fiore's strike. it would appear that on top of her usual weaknesses, like cold iron, because she is a hag, you also seem to be under the impression that maybe holy magic might work on her really well.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, there's not a lot of holy things a bard can do, unfortunately.
You can alert Fiore. He's probably got some tools, but for now...
That's true. I think he shouts up, Fiore,
Yeah.
you're her greatest weakness. Whatever attacks you're doing, tenfold.
Okay. He's like, sure.
Your holy damage is our greatest tool right now.
Miss Motley looks down at you and says,
Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, then you're gonna have to kill me.
So be it!
bitch. You have 2 actions left. What do you do?
I think... I probably don't have a... well, I might not have Courageous Anthem up right now, so I think I'm just gonna use Rallying Anthem.
Okay. Everyone, your AC is a little bit better right now.
Wait, since I did this composition, I don't have to strike now, do I?
No, you don't.
Sick. Sure strike.
Sure strike only lasts until the end of your turn.
Fuck. Come on. Alright.
I'm sorry.
You
You try shoot her anyway.
Yeah. Won't hit, but I'll try.
It might.
Yeah, it's 24.
Unfortunately, that's not going to hit. You shoot wide, and there are these other soulbound dolls who are cackling and cheering, but unfortunately, it does not hit Miss Motley, who is right now looking around a little freaked out. I don't think she considered that maybe she might lose. And Silk, it is your turn. Man, fuck this stupid-ass rabbit, fuck this raccoon, and fuck Miss Motley. What do you do?
Fuck my stupid baka life. You know what? I don't do this a lot. I'm gonna drain bonded item.
Okay.
And that's a free action.
Okay.
And that means I can cast Hand of the Apprentice again, right?
No, but you do have another, wait, how many focus spell points do you have?
I only have 1, I think.
Yeah, no, it won't let you cast Hand of the Apprentice again because it's a focus spell, but what it would do is give you another one of your, like, top rank spell slots back. Or any other spell slot you needed back.
I get to cast Fireball again.
Okay, go for it. Blast him with another fireball.
I don't want to fucking miss.
Okay.
Don't you dare crit this.
That is a
Yes!
26. That's a fail. The
Fucking finally.
fireball flies into the air and explodes into her. This will... Fury's going to need to make the save too, but Fury is resistant to fire.
Fury's a big boy, and I trust him not to get burned.
Okay, Fury, make me a reflex save as a fire explosion hits you.
I do actually have that. It's only trained, but that's fine. Because I, again, have fire resistance.
Oop.
Yeah, okay. That's actually...
I give you my hero point. I give you my
Really,
fucking hero point, because
really
that's my
bad.
bad.
Wow.
That's so funny.
Take my hero point, don't even waste yours.
I don't have a hero point, so that's useful.
No, I know, that's why I'm
Thank you.
saying take
Oh
my...
my god, that's so funny. That was a 15, unfortunately.
Okay, this is a plus 10 then, 39, right?
29.
Yeah, it's that is already at a plus 10. 29 is the...
Oh,
yeah.
no, damn.
Yeah.
So that's a success, right? Or is it? Yeah, it's a success.
It is.
So you'll take half damage, Fiore. She'll take full. That's 20 damage to her. But then I think only 5 to you, Fiore.
Yeah, only 5. Because it would be halved, and then, again, minus 5 because of my fire resistance.
She is smacked by this explosion of fire as she yells out and says,
No! Stop it! This isn't fair! This is what I agreed to!
and... fuck her. Silk, do you have anything else you want to do on your turn, or is that it?
Yes, I do. I mean, I think what he's gonna do is he's gonna say, tough shit, darling, and then turn his attention to this fuck-ass rabbit in front of him and shoot it.
Fuck this gay-ass rabbit.
Fuck this... fuck, I can't say that.
You can, I'll censor it.
Ah, yes, the faggot.
Okay.
23.
That's a hit. Roll me that damage.
Baby! That's gonna be 3 damage.
I got really bad news.
Yeah.
It takes no damage.
Man, what the fuck?
It's you hit him with the cotton and he goes wink.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he has a resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, it would seem.
Ugh.
Borba says,
Shoot them again!
No.
Oh, Borba.
Boba, don't fuck with me right now.
I'm not fucking with you, I'm very scared, Master Silk!
Lock in.
Yes, Master Silk!
Fiore, it's your turn. Silk was saying it to Borbo, but it echoes in your mind. Lock the fuck in.
We must lock in.
We must lock in, brothers.
Queen never cry.
Alrik has told you to, in his words, do what you're doing 10 times more. She hates holy.
Okay. Did she continue to attack people?
Yes, she is still being smoked.
So she's still being smited.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to cast twice in a turn, which is really intense because I've never done this in this particular campaign.
I think you're going to need to make 2 Wellspring Surge rolls here.
If something bad happens, that's okay.
Yeah. The rule we've been doing with Wellspring Surge, usually you're supposed to roll it on initiative, but it's more interesting, I think, if it's every time Fiore casts. So in this case, you will be making 2 of these.
Well, I mean, the thing is that he casts so infrequently that it makes more sense to do it that way, because otherwise it's like, well, why? He's not going to cast.
Yeah. So I want you to roll me... What's the first spell you're casting?
Sure, strike.
Scary. Okay, this is you literally got 2 spell slots for first rank this level.
Yes.
So Sure Strike, make me a flat d20 check.
14.
You're good. What's the second spell and how does it look with Sure Strike?
Holy light.
Fuck me running. Tell me about Holy Light. I'm looking at the spell and my jaw is dropped.
I can't teach you about fucking. That's just sad. I can teach you about Holy Light. First of all, he's certainly getting different spells than he was before.
Okay.
You shine, the first ignition, runic weapon, versus the Holy Light.
Holy Light. Yeah.
You shine a blazing ray of light tinged with holy energy. Like it's literally, it is literally the full concentrated power of the sun once again. This time it's like, it's a ray. It is like, I think it looks like if, when sun shines through the windows, you can like see the beam of light.
Yeah. Oh god.
I think it looks like it's being reflected off of his sword.
Okay.
Like
Holy
it's
shit.
like it's like he's aiming it with his sword.
Okay. Is he doing this intentionally or?
It's just happening. It's kind of like when a magical girl does a thing for the first time and they're really good at it and they're like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
With Sure Strike, you're gonna make this. Oh wait, tell me what it actually does because you haven't gone to the good part.
Make a ranged spell attack. The ray deals 5d6 fire damage. If the target has the unholy trait, you deal an extra 5d6 spirit damage.
Okay.
Does this also count for smite? But if it doesn't, that's okay. I just want to know.
I believe. Let me double check.
It is an attack roll.
It is an attack roll. Does it count as smite PF2? Let me double check. Your strikes against that enemy. I believe it does because this is a ranged. No, a strike is a specific action where you use a weapon.
That's okay. I just wanted to know. Either way, I cast that.
Okay. And you roll twice and take the higher roll.
Okay. This should do it, but if it doesn't, I'll... 30?
A 30?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit. That is just her AC. Roll me that damage.
36.
She takes all of that. That's 5d6 fire and 5d6 holy damage. She has the unholy trait. And she is weak to it, dealing 46 damage, Fiore. Oh, she is doing bad. She has very low HP now. As that holy beam sears into her, she shrieks with the voice of 1,000 cuckoos. And then when she reforms herself, you see she is burning on the inside as well. And she looks down and says,
This isn't how we're supposed to play the game. This isn't fair.
And holy shit, she is looking really bad.
Okay. Slay.
And is that your turn, Fiore?
Yeah.
Then it is going to be, oh no! It's the raccoon! Flies over to you guys, and then opens her mouth, and oh shit, she's breathing fire. That is going to be, boop. I need Alrik and Silk to make me a reflex save as draconic breath explodes out of the raccoon's mouth.
Man, fuck this. 30.
27.
You both succeed. What about the soulbound doll?
I hope it dies.
Well, we don't need to discuss that one.
That is going to be a 23. That is a failure. Oh no, that's so funny. So this will be half of... Okay, it's 11 damage to Alrik and to Silk. And 22 damage to the dear, sweet, bunny soulbound doll, who had 21 HP left. Fire sears through this thing, and it shrieks as a little gemstone clacks to the floor. That's all that's left of the bunny. Fuck. And that's going to be this thing's turn. It's Miss Motley's turn. And Miss Motley, furious, says... You're not welcome here. None of you are welcome here. You shouldn't be here in the first place. This isn't where you're supposed to be. I'm going to take what's mine and I'm leaving. Catch me if you can. And she spends her action now, because she's on very low HP. She spends 2 actions casting invisibility.
Oh, bitch.
And she goes invisible. And then you don't know what happens with the rest of her turn. That's sad. Alrik, it's your turn. Oh, god damn it. Miss Motley looks like she's on her last leg here, but she's resorting to cheapo tactics.
I'm not sure if I have anything that'll work unless I try to, like, actually bait her out of, well, trying to get her to show herself and or baiting her out of, invisibility.
I have something for that.
Oh?
I will delay my turn then, yes.
Okay, Silk, you're going first. Alrik is looking around. You take initiative. What do you do?
I am casting Revealing Light around Doriana, because even if she's invisible, I know where she's going to go.
Oh my god. You sneaky son of a bitch. So, will you cast me Revealing Light? You clever son of a bitch. I'm so mad. I forgot you knew about that. So how does this look? And you're casting it around Doriana.
Yes. Well, the way this looks is, they're somewhat, around nowadays. They're not as well-made or, intricate as they used to be back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean, like, the day. Not in the 1900s. But those little rotating lights that the shade on them has little stars and constellations on them that spin around. That's what the general area around Doriana looks like at the moment.
Oh shit. Okay.
She might be dazzled, but anything invisible becomes concealed instead.
Okay. A wave of magical light, okay. Well, great news. As that light shines around Doriana, who is sitting limp in that little chair, you see the silhouette of a monster standing behind her, and it's looking down at her, and then it snaps its head up. You can't make it out perfectly, but you see her. You see Miss Motley. And she is no longer invisible. She's instead going to be just concealed. And she's going to be dazzled. She kind of like shrieks again with that cuckoo voice, and she cannot see very well. Alrik, back to you. Silk has pinpointed where she is. It's not a perfect shot, but you can see her. What do you do?
I think Alrik is gonna line up a shot, but if this doesn't work, then he has something that he can do.
Okay.
Gah!
That is a hit, Alrik, and you pass the flat check with her concealment. Roll me that damage.
10.
No fucking shot. She had exactly 10 HP left.
How do we do that? Tends to happen a lot.
How do we do that?
It actually really happens a lot, specifically with KK and you.
I don't know, and I'm a little scared. I was about to say you might be a witch, but then I remembered you are in fact a practicing witch, and now I'm very afraid.
KK casting spells the day before we play, like, and today I'm going to start burning a candle for luck, and another candle for luck, and another candle for
That
luck.
is hilarious because I have my pyrite right next to me, but I didn't think I needed to cleanse it, but I guess it still works.
I've heard about buffing spells before, but this is ridiculous. Alrik, how do you kill Miss Motley?
Oh. I think seeing the chance, I think he immediately just instinctively goes for the shot. Meanwhile saying a prayer to Halkamura because he has not been hitting as much. And when it connects, I think it goes straight through the eye.
Her only eye? Oh my god. Or wait, does it go through her real eye, or does it go through her ruby red hag eye?
Oh, the red one.
There is a shattering noise, and Miss Motley lets out a final scream. And she falls to her hands and knees, clutching at her face, no longer invisible, and then she catches fire. And that screaming intensifies into a crescendo before she erupts into ashes. And as that happens, each and every one of these dolls, including the dear sweet raccoon, also goes up in fire, letting a dozen soul gems clatter to the floor. And now all that's left is you Tree and Doriana. And you have saved Doriana Menhemes from the monster that was plaguing her dreams.
Dice Will Roll will return after these messages.
Hello everyone, and thanks for listening to another episode of Dice Will Roll. It's me, your gender something-something-us GM, Derry.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hello. If you have not been checking our social media, then you're in for a treat because we're about to do something obnoxious. 3, 2, 1. We're engaged! Last Saturday, I asked Dave to be my husband. And, oh wow. That feels weird to say, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Well, I'm really happy.
Me too.
It has been 7 years. And
7 years.
7 years and one move across the planet.
Gross.
Don't worry, we'll do another one soon. But I just wanted to thank everyone in the Dice Roll audience for supporting us all so far. On top of that, 3, 2, 1. I got my first Paizo writing credit! Thank you very much for your support, Dave.
Of course.
Dave did a little bit of clapping there, you couldn't see it. As Paizo just announced, I have my first Paizo writing credit on Lost Omens Shining Kingdoms, which will be all about the kind of classic European fantasy part of the Galarian setting. So you'll have like knights in shining armor, dragons spitting fire, and maybe, just maybe, the hint I've put out on the Discord is gender fluid Irish werebaddies. So make of that what you will. That's coming out in May, and I'm really, really excited to have been able to write what I did. I can't say anything more than that because of NDAs, but you'll find out soon what I had to say about all of that. But yeah, for now, my fiance and I, you can't see it, but we're hugging, are going to get back to whatever it is we do when we're not recording podcasts. And I hope you guys back home enjoy the new year and are returning to normal schedule. Sorry about taking so long to get back to a normal schedule. I was busy planning how I would propose to this guy.
Sorry.
Thank you all so much, and as always, guys, 3, 2, 1, keep it rolling.
You're gay.
Today's episode is brought to you in partnership with The Wandering Tavern, a brand new RPG setting from Homie and the Dude. Ghibli-inspired and system-agnostic, The Wandering Tavern is a floating metropolis of the weird and wonderful, designed to slip seamlessly into your world or be used as a campaign setting in its own right. The tavern is fully mapped out across 15 giant battle maps with 23 unique locations and features 33 different NPCs and a full airship system across more than 200 pages of content. The tavern is available online at hatdbuilder.com now, and we've got a special discount for Poderation listeners, so use code POD at the checkout for 10% off your order.
We now return to Dice Will Roll.
Holy shit.
Good lord.
Ah,
God, Alrik, your HP.
yeah, I'm
Oh my
ow.
god.
15 HP left is crazy.
Fiore's like, why am I on the 3rd floor? Why am I on the 3rd
Yeah,
floor
Fiore's
right
up
now,
real
guys?
high.
He's like, oh, and he takes a step back.
Is he
He's
afraid
like,
of heights?
No, it's just the fucking void is below them.
Yeah.
I think people that aren't scared of heights would be specifically scared of this particular height. He's going down the
Oh, yeah.
stairs.
Don't forget Doriana.
Yeah, Doriana's up there.
Oh no, he's not going all the way
Uh,
down. He just looks down at them and is like, hi.
Hello. Jump down here. We'll go the other route.
Yeah. Or, well, we'll still need to go back up these stairs, but...
Yes, but it's on the other side.
He hops down. You guys okay?
Yes.
Alrik? Can I cast Lay on Hands on you?
I think the adrenaline probably passed, so Alrik is clutching the burns from the acid and is like, yeah.
Here. And he casts Lay on Hands. He's like, please.
Okay, how much HP is that to Dear Sweet Alrik?
Why is it 24? I thought it was 12.
No, heightens, dude.
Oh god. 24 HP.
Oh, my screen is no longer dim.
He could do it again too if you like. But he will do the rest later.
Yeah, I think Alrik is, like, about to rush
He's
up.
like, hold on, you are bleeding and it's gonna get infected. And then he's like, let's go. I can do the rest later. We have a little girl to save.
Yes,
So
we do.
you guys edge around the gap into the void and start taking the long way through the dollhouse, up the winding stairs on the east, traveling across the middle rooms, the bath, the bedroom, the weaving room, up into the attic, with another flight of stairs to the west. And there's Doriana slumped in a chair.
Oh, Fiore, while they're going up, is like, I used to wonder what it'd be like to be small and in a dollhouse. I don't know that I will ever wonder about that ever again.
I used to have one just like this, actually.
Really?
A lot nicer.
Damn. You should go to her, Alrik, first.
He nods and immediately rushes to her side and says, Doriana, can you hear me?
She's totally limp.
He examines to see if there's any way to, like, wake her up, I
How
guess.
can she open her eyes? She's got buttons sealing them.
He examines the buttons to see if they're actually, like, able to come off.
You think you could pull them off. They're magic buttons. They're not, like, sewn in or something gross.
Okay. Alrik takes off the buttons.
The buttons pull off, plunk, plunk, and they kind of fade into nothingness. You pull the buttons off, and Doriana looks peaceful for a moment as she furrows her brow and blinks and sits up and says, Alrik, Fiore, Silk, Alrik, your hood.
Yeah, that doesn't matter right now. Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I was having a really bad dream that Miss Motley came and took me, and she trails off and she looks out over the psychic dreamscape you guys are in, and she looks down into the void and she goes, "Oh."
He puts an arm like between her and the void and slowly brings her back like, yeah.
That was all real?
Unfortunately.
And you saved me.
Yeah, of course. Fiora and I promised.
Even though if my dream is right, then she was showing you all these awful things that happened to you.
She did. You saw me as a child. What happens when I swore to keep that hood on? The reason why I took up herbalism in the first place.
So... And you still fought? And you still won?
Yes.
Huh. And I think she kind of sits up in her seat a little bit. I'm sorry for putting you all into danger.
Lovely girl, don't you fret.
Fiore's like, I would do this 1,000,000 times. Swore an oath to.
Is it over now? It's truly over?
It's all over.
Yeah. She's gone. Permanently.
And I think she kind of hugs you, Alrik, a little bit. And I do think she cries. It's both sorrow and relief.
He hugs her so tight.
It makes sense that a hag would be able to prey on a young girl such as she, especially one that presented itself as a caring maternal figure to a girl who never got to meet her mom. There are people out there that would take advantage of such innocence. But today, you have shown her not only is she not an outcast, not only is she to be discarded and picked up by monsters like her, but there will always be people out there protecting the outcasts, as it were. So, I'm sure you guys want to spend some time picking up the soul gems and gently releasing the souls inside. These kids have been away from home a little too long.
Fiora's like, this is not chill. This needs to stop immediately.
I feel like Silk and Fiora gave Alrik like a moment alone with Doriana and went to go pick up those gems.
Fiore stone turning sound to Silk. I'm gonna pick up those soul gems right now.
We'll do that, yes.
It's messed up, man.
So I'd like you to roll me a perception check to search the house and see if you can find whatever the fuck you need. By the way, I will say, the hag's eye she dropped is indeed on the floor, so you will be able to sell that if you so choose. Fucker.
Yeah, keep that.
Yeah. I mean, it's powerless now. It's essentially a giant ruby. It is also worth 450 gold.
Oh Jesus.
Damn.
So divide by 3. That's going to be 150 gold each. Well done, everyone. Silk, as you're poking around looking for these, soul gems, you find something. You find a soul gem tucked away underneath a cabinet that kind of like fell under there. Like a nice looking bureau, right?
Yeah.
But then, just out of curiosity, you opened a bureau. And it's a lot of stuff, stationery, whatever the hell you keep in a bureau. But there's one thing that catches your eye, Silkwitch Helm.
Yes.
A rolled up piece of parchment paper.
Ooh, delightful.
Do you want to check it out?
Yes.
I
Well,
would like to, yes.
you open it. And it looks very official. But it's written in a language you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You could either roll society to figure out, or you could use your
Yeah, I
feet.
have translate, don't I?
Well, you have translate, don't you?
Let me see. Let me double check. Yes, I do. I have it at 2nd level.
You flip through it and you run a hand over the strange words on this paper. And I think the heading is what very immediately gives you pause. Contract with the entity identifying itself as Miss Motley. It is a long very long, very detailed legal contract. And I think I'd like you to make me a society check to see if you can get the gist of it.
Okay. Wonderful society, because I'm a polite young man. Stretch, actually. 33.
Yeah, Silk, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This contract very clearly states that it will give the creature that is identified as Miss Motley additional supreme power, as well as a coven of her own, in exchange for targeting the human girl Doriana Menhemes and holding back on actually taking her until a certain date had passed, chosen by the contract writer. And I regret to inform you that throughout this contract, there are, in fact, many references to hellish powers, the wrath of the infernal, and eternal punishment. There is absolutely no doubt to you that the penman of this contract is none other than Urevian, the Phistophilis devil.
Sly cunt. It's void now.
Oh yeah, she's dead.
Yeah. He stashes that for later keeping. Now doesn't seem the time to bring that up in front of Doriana. He's gonna wait till it's just the adults.
Gonna wait till they're going to dinner afterwards.
Oh, by the way, I should mention, by the way.
I have some bad news.
In the middle of dinner,
the mozzarella sticks are out.
Yeah, he's cutting into like so pasta. Silk cuts his pasta, just so you know.
Is he crazy?
Yeah, he's not gonna fucking slurp that shit. That's gonna get over his face. Anyways, in the middle of like cutting his food, he's like, "Oh, by the way, I found the devil's contract. He did this to her." Which will be a fun conversation. Yeah. Ravian, that bitch.
So, for now, it would appear the best thing to do is to take Doriana home, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, probably to the temple.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You guys make your way down the stairs. And as you're about to leave, Doriana looks up at you, Alrik, and says, "Are you going to put your hood up?"
Alrik has the cloak in his hands and thinks about it for a second and says, "No, actually."
I don't think she says anything else. I think she just kind of hugs you from the side.
Alrik hugs her back and says, I think I'm done hiding, but how about this?" And he takes the cloak and puts it around her shoulders.
I'm going to fucking kill you.
I'm gonna kill myself. It's gonna be dragging really cutely and shit. I'm gonna kill myself.
And he says, "Well, you said that you want to be a proper adventurer, and you can use this as protection against the weather. You can also add archery amongst your training as well."
Oh my god. She nods quickly and smiles brightly. The cape's a little big on her, but one day it won't be.
Silk, when you glance at Fiore, he's crying.
You guys make your way back into Otari, and when you shut that invisible door behind you, there's nothing left. That place is gone forever. You have to climb out of the well, and you return to the temple. The whole town is in uproar, but when they see Silk, Fiore, and Alrik especially coming, that panic seems to fade. There are murmurs, Alrik, as you walk past with your Asmar ears, your Nephilim ears out on display. But none of it's mocking, more surprise, curiosity. But you're walking alongside with Doriana, and that's, I think, what matters. You see familiar faces. You see Kilano Latinar running a hand over his head, kind of surprised. You see Yanya's Mera uncharacteristically at the door of her store looking out at you. You even see a Vanware who puts a hand over his mouth, mostly because he thinks you're cute.
Like, oh my god.
And you deliver Doriana back to Mayor Menhemes. He is crying profusely, and he hugs his daughter, and she hugs him back. And as he looks up at you, Alrik, he does not even mention your ears. I think maybe he's old enough to know about it already. He's been the mayor for like 20, 30 years. And at some point there was a young Revra boy with rabbit ears, you know. But he's got the good sense not to bring it up. But he does look up at you, and he, true teary eyes, says, I can't thank you enough. You saved my girl. You saved my family. You saved me. I don't know what to say.
Well, so we were just happy to help.
I'll see to it that you're all rewarded. I'll buy some magic items for you all from Absalom. They'll be here within a few days.
Oh, so generous.
You don't have to do that.
It's the least I can do, please.
I mean, if you really want to.
Like, I'm not going to stop you if it helps, but know that you certainly don't need to.
He nods and says, I do so of my free will. Thank you.
Just glad to be able to help her.
Certainly, Serenites all around are making sure to, tend to her, and she probably doesn't get back into bed, but she has made a nice cup of cocoa. Maybe for the first time in a month, she'll be able to sleep well.
Oh.
The three of you have some time to be with each other now, watching as all this unfolds. What do you say to one another?
I think that once they do have that moment, and there's that few seconds of silence where they just get to breathe, I think Silk leans up against Alrik, and he has a hand on top of his head that he kind of, or on top of Alrik's head that he kind of not pets, but he kind of brushes his hair back, and I think that he does kind of in that movement, it kind of does push Alrik's ears back a little bit, and he says,
You did good, and you look great.
There is now no hood for Alrik to hide in. Therefore, his face and his ears are... his face is so red, and I think when Alrik felt Silk's hand, slightly brush his ears, there was, a very visible, ear flip.
Oh.
It's thank you. It's gonna take a while to get used to this again.
Still can't help it. He that hand goes down to his cheek and kind of both in a caressing and kind of pinching way, and he says, "Cute."
There is a very genuine laugh, even if he is a little embarrassed. There's a genuine laugh there, and the smile that both Fiore and Silk saw in the flashback when Alrik was actually a lot happier is starting to creep back up again.
Oh,
Man.
I killed myself.
Man.
You know, Alrik takes his hand and puts it over Silk's. Couldn't have done it without you. Without either of you. Thank both of you for being there, especially after what you saw.
It's okay. I've been through just as bad.
Your power sure came in handy.
I have never seen it look like that. So much. I have no idea what that was. I don't know. It didn't look the same. It didn't feel the same. Does it feel different when you cast spells of different types?
Well, I suppose in a way, but that's because they have different paths to casting.
I know some basics, just because it's smart to know basics when you live in this world. I didn't really learn to cast. I don't like to. I wasn't even trying. It felt different. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. It didn't feel terrible.
If you ask me, I think you ought to be proud. I thought it was impressive.
It was. You did fantastic.
Thanks. I don't practice.
All the more reason to be impressed.
I guess it didn't feel terrible this time, so.
And that's a good thing. I'd
I
say
hope
it's a step
so.
forward.
Taking a step back in a different sense, Silk pulls out that contract.
What is that?
Well, Fiore, you don't have to ask that because you speak diabolic.
He goes, what is that? And then he looks at it and he's, what is that? in a less not knowing way. What is that?
Still kind of grimaces. And he holds it out in a way that
Like a McDonald's character?
Brother, we need to kill this guy.
If I could reach into my screen and grab your fucking neck like Homer Simpson grabs Bart, I would, and you would not survive the winter. Silk holds it out in such a way that the words are right side up for both Alrik and Fiore to read. I don't know that Alrik can read it, but
No, Alrik cannot. He
just a game.
He's like, I don't know what this is.
Blank stare.
Fiore frowns
Display.
like the Samsung frown emoji, like the really intense frown, and he looks at Silk and he goes, "This is a devil contract."
Right, you are, bingo.
Where did you find
and-
this?
Well, it says on the top, for Miss Motley.
With our best friend.
You're telling
Now-
me that she made a deal with him?
And Fiora, I'm sure you can read it.
Yeah,
It's
I can't.
specifically had to do with Doriana. She was targeted.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him.
Why would he do that?
I suppose that complicates things.
He was talking about fixing things if we did what he wanted.
He was talking about fixing the situation with Doriana.
He made the fucking problem. I'm not surprised at all.
It makes his offer weaker. I'll say that much.
Are you still considering it?
Yeah. Silk, he's still holding it out, and he kind of wraps his free arm around himself, and he says,
Of course, Doriana strengthened that, and though it turned out to be a lie. Those are the two offers. I can't say I'm not still tempted, though I don't trust him, not a bit. Believe me. It's not that I doubt us, but that blockade still stands, and that fight is still imminent. I'm not saying we should. In fact, I don't know what to think now. When I said complicates, I didn't mean for you to. I'm sure this raises your resolve, right?
If he's lied about this thing, he's certainly lied about other things.
I know.
I think Fiore sort of shifts on his feet, looking at the contract, and he's like, well, he lied to her, and lied to us about something, about something pretty big, made up of something pretty small. I really don't doubt that he's desperate. He made 2 big risky calls to try to get, well, I guess it's one, but 2 different, he asked us for help, offered out loud to help Doriana, basically. And he had caused Doriana, the Doriana situation. Why would he do that if he wasn't desperate? And why would he be desperate?
Right.
I know you want to avoid fighting, and I know that none of us like Carmen. I don't like Carmen either. I want him to go away forever. But I don't think that we should be listening to a devil at face value. If he can sense a weakness, he will take it. He will take that thing that you're nervous about, and he will make it out like he could solve the problem in 2 seconds. If he knew about any problems that we had, which he knew about 1, 2 even, because he asked for, I assume he actually maybe needs Carmen, but assumedly he knows that none of us like Carmen, least of all me. He's practically made the perfect offer, and he's a devil.
You're right. I have a question for you about devils.
Yes.
I don't.
No, you're okay.
I've never really studied them.
I know about them. Yeah?
When you, he does quotation marks with his hands, kill a devil, do they just go back down?
No, it just kills them. If you kill a summoned devil, with the spell, that will just send them back, because you brought them here with magic. It just severs the tie. But if the devil came here, he's just a guy, because they're just guys. They're just shitty, evil guys, mostly. It's just a guy that came here, they will die permanently.
So then we can kill Arabian.
Yes, hypothetically, yeah. And realistically, yes.
We need to make sure that we do them, because my worry then, if everything is true, and I don't doubt that it is, I think if he's that desperate, he might just go to Carmen directly. not to kill him, but I don't doubt he would take a deal, especially if it got him out.
I also don't doubt that, so I agree that we should handle this quickly. 'Cause I don't want to send him to hell myself. I don't. That will kill him, and he will be gone forever, and I'm not doing that. I don't kill people like that. I'm not. I will fight in battle, and I will not kill in any other way. I can't do anything for Carmen if he does it himself. That is him.
True.
That's his stupid choice to make. And I don't want him to have the chance to make it, because that becomes a problem. And who knows who he'll hurt.
I guess then our biggest problem besides that is blockage. We'll have to be clever with that.
We might have to, but I don't doubt that we'll figure out a way. We have allies down there.
Alrik, how are you feeling about all this? You basically got fucked badly by this, huh?
Yeah. Alrik is definitely not. No, not happy is an understatement. Alrik is fucking livid.
He's molding.
He almost considered going with this plan as like a worst case scenario because he wanted to save Doriana, and this dude was fucking with her the entire time. Oh man.
If Miss Motley had been more patient,
Mhm.
instead of throwing a hissy fit when you moved her away, and if she'd stuck to the terms of the contract, it is very likely you would have been pushed into that bad decision.
Yep.
But unfortunately, if she'd waited a single day more, huh?
Yeah, I think Alrik is Alrik's almost in whatever nearest table is near Alrik is probably gonna get broken. I can actually say this now. You know how when bunnies are throwing a tantrum, they stomp their foot.
Oh
Not
my
him
god,
stomping.
is he fucking stomping?
The Alrik, so you know how when you're impatiently shaking your leg, that's Alrik's thumb. He's mad.
Do you need the training grounds right there if you want to punch a dummy?
Do you have gloves?
Yeah, they're back there because there's probably people training back there, but yeah, there's gloves.
Okay, I'll go see if there's a free one. Excuse me for a moment.
Okay. He's
Alrik leaves.
his
Alrik
eyes
leaves,
are
and a few
wide.
seconds later, you hear the loudest crack you've ever heard.
Oh my god.
Fiore looks at Silk and he goes, "Do you think he just broke that dummy?"
I'll be so honest with you, David.
Does he look horny?
Silk is horny gripping his skirt right now.
Fiore looks down and looks back up with a look, and he's like, "Really?"
Not the really.
Shallon, the beauty of your world is something I think
You are
every day
too
for.
much for me. You are too much.
Oh my god. Well, you now have signs that the deal you were about to take was definitely not as good as you thought. It seems you'll be entering the dungeon again very soon, but maybe with a little less of a negotiatory attitude.
It's they walk in, and it's the sound that plays when Bart is introduced into Lisa's class in that episode where there's a shitty substitute teacher.
A scary noise plays when you enter. You're gonna take the night, and Doriana Menhemes will sleep soundly for the first time in a long, long time. But when you enter the prison, well, let's just say there shall be a new kind of negotiating going down. As we enter Chapter 7, Soul Keepers. This episode of Dice Will Roll would not have been possible without the support of our patrons. Brobear, Roxy, Cell Ravau, The Protease Inhibitor, Acid Dialogue, River Sports Artist, Hello, Horror Fan, Lightning Scar, Dr. Caesar MD, A Potato, Derpy Gamer, Quinlan Boss, Princess Alavi, Emily is Gay, Nyamai, Abigail Wallet, Knight the Werewolf Teacher, Actually a Bot, Violet, Kyle Damon, Soul Grease Lobo, Phoebe Jeebies, Lux Rexus, Tony Saunders, Mita, Arave, and a mossy new year. Ferric Falcon, Luis Loza, Aries, Alexander Crizzle, Skyly, Generally Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Bal Punyon, Matthew Wilson Krasnovich, Tillen Shark, Jot and Love, G. Barbera, Luke, Gideon, Simon Strange, Seth, Kira, Lichelo, Gizmo, Cass, Fable McElduff, Ava, Rem T. Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Steph, Sean C., Natasha Lumley, Rhiannon C., Ellie, Jenna Mitchell, Kane Kendrick, Sky Evangeline, Triceratops, Anna Maria, Jordan, Emily Laderna, John the Bookhoarder, SS66 Seeker, and Dame Valley III. If you'd like to see what you can get for helping us keep it rolling, check out patreon.com/diceroll today.
Hey there, I'm Hugh from Podderation. If you liked today's episode, why not check out Tartan Tabletop, a D&D show as Scottish as it sounds. I won't terrify you with my attempt at a Scottish accent, but I can assure you that Tartan Tabletop is some of the funniest tabletop content you will hear all year. Find it wherever you get your podcast.